Hey, so have you ever wondered how some people can be really persuasive and influential and whether you could achieve the same level of influence as well? Look, Chris Voss, who is one of the FBI's lead negotiators for close to 25 years, breaks down some of the most impactful language patterns and questions to help you deal with both adversarial people and everyday interactions to boost your influence and your ability to negotiate ideas. So in this book, Never Split the Difference, it promises to give you like a new set of communication skills that you can use daily that are actually counterintuitive to how most people communicate, using a combination of self-control of your state and tonality, using highly effective questioning and tactical empathy to diffuse any situation whilst directing your counterpart's awareness into your preferred direction. Now, if you're scared by the words influence or persuasion, and you prefer to keep your head in the sand whilst you're actually being influenced and persuaded without even knowing it on a daily basis, then don't read this book. This is not for you. But if you work with people, if you want to be able to help those people overcome their own self-imposed limitations, as well as have a toolkit of communication skills you can actually use every single day, and even in the most of intense moments where you've got this conflict going on, then I can tell you this book will deliver huge value to you. Look, one of the biggest light bulb moments for me from this book was understanding that going for a no is actually better on occasion than going for a yes. Now, I've come from a long line of many years of corporate sales training and reading dozens of sales books, and I've been indoctrinated into thinking that you always ask questions that your counterpart can answer yes to. Well, look, what Chris recommends is that you actually go for a no instead. And this allows your counterpart to say no, and it reduces their barriers and it helps them feel like they're in control. And that's actually the start of the negotiation, not the end. A lot of people are scared of no, right? So another big light bulb moment for me was in understanding that you can actually neutralize a lot of negative perceptions by doing what's referred to as an accusation audit. Now, if you're in an interaction with some degree of tension or conflict, it's likely that your counterpart is thinking and judging you in a way that's likely to be negative. And so by verbalizing all the negative accusations that your counterpart is likely thinking, it actually diminishes the impact of those thoughts and often has your counterpart speak in a way that actually comes to your defense. Now, as a mindset coach and trainer, I use a lot of questions masterfully every day to help my clients find their own solutions. So it was actually further reinforcement of the power of effective questions to hear Chris talk about what he calls calibrated questions as being one of the most powerful tools in his toolkit. So a calibrated question or calibrated questions are questions used to influence the reality of your counterpart, mostly focusing on the what and the how, giving the solution-finding effort over to the counterpart instead of taking on the responsibility yourself. So these questions avoid conflict, and they don't offer any target for attack like statements and assumptions might do, all with the outcome being to get your counterpart to stop disbelieving whatever it is that you're saying. And finally, the main point of this book is having the right mindset is more important than having any other person say that you're right. And this parallels with my own training courses that I teach people on mindset, because Chris talks about your ability to influence anyone all starts with your own ability to influence yourself, staying calm, thinking clearly, and not letting your ego or pride drive your behavior, and also knowing how to decipher between unimportant details in communication to find the core elements that will result in the outcome that you want. Now, I've read What Everybody Is Saying by ex-FBI interrogator Joe Navarro, and I've read Robert Cialdini's Influence and Persuasion, and I love how Never Split the Difference gives you some practical approaches to using these skills on a daily basis to help you get the most out of this book, whilst also dealing with some of the most challenging moments in your life when you're faced with some conflict, where you really need some masterful negotiation skills. So look, overall, I rate this 9 out of 10 because it's an easy read, has some really interesting stories to back it up from some of his experience, and he delivers his communication systems in a way that gives you some everyday examples so you can actually apply these skills immediately. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, click the subscribe button to get access to even more.